welcome to A Cuppa with, where we share honest stories about Premier Community and reflect on what it means to care. Today, we're going to have a cup of tea with Gill, our founder, as we celebrate 29 years of Premier Community. Let's get the kettle on. Hi Gill, welcome to A Cuppa with.
Oh, thank you, Tim. Lovely.
And today's topic is 29 years of Premier Community. So,
gosh,
what inspired you 29 years ago?
Madness. I think the challenge, to be honest. I know that doesn't sound very inspiring, but I like a challenge, and it's been a challenge. But what inspired me to do this particular thing was I love good care. I really wanted to give people good end of life care, good elderly care, and also look after the people who did that. That was my original desire. That was my original challenge. How could I set it up to do those things?
So way back in 1996, you set up Premier Care as it was then, now Community. What's some of the hallmarks of great care? What's not changed in 29 years?
I think the intention is exactly the same. Look after our people who will look after other people, and how you get to do that when you're removed from it. So that's exactly the same intention, different challenge, but the same intention. Just being a people industry, you can't move away from doing that well, and organising it well, and seeing people paid on time, and all of the stuff that happens now, all of the computer stuff. It's just amazing to me how it's managed to grow but stay small.
In 96 you'd have been a single cog.
Oh, I did everything.
And now we have departments, branches.
I did all the wages, the business, the care. I used to go out at 6 in the morning when people were off sick. I used to do all the rotas. But now we've got departments.
Yeah. But
you've got to put over to those departments, which I think we do really well, that it has to feel like that, even though it's big, it has to feel small. It has to feel like people matter. So yeah, they haven't changed, and I don't think they ever will change. No matter how big Premier Community gets, those things have to be the hallmark.
So currently we deliver 9,000 hours of care, which is a long way from the run in Ravenshead. We've got 600 staff members that currently work for us, some like Joe Dakin, who's been there for 21 years. But who are some of the people, what are some of the moments that particularly stand out for you over that 3 decades?
Well, that's a name. And Jane Birkin and Lynn Mills, they were sort of, not right at the beginning, but they were really close. Vivian Harrison was our first carer. She came to the office recently, could not believe what she was seeing. But there was a really important moment in our history where we were going to lose everything. Absolutely, definitely. And things had to change. And I don't think people realise how Dan, the CEO, Dan Isterling, came in at that point and rescued the company. I was always on the care. I knew how it worked and how it had got to be. But Dan, he was the business brains, and we weren't doing business well.
It must have been those years of chess you put him through.
Yeah.
Strategy and forward planning.
Yeah, that's true. So Dan, I know, obviously he's my son, but there wouldn't be a company, we wouldn't be able to care for people, and we wouldn't have carers if it were not for Dan's rescue at the time. But there have been some magnificent people, far too many to mention. I'm thinking of people like Jane Ashell, who knew her onions. She was a great carer, and people respected Jane, loved Jane. And she went on to be a registered manager before she went on to other things. People like Shirley Matthews, who came with expertise and kindness and mixed the two. Yeah, they were great managers. And of course, Some of them not with us anymore.
Yeah.
Shirley, Craig, Craig Robertson.
Recent carer, you might not have worked much with Julie Drabble, fantastic carer. And
Julie Drabble. Terrible tragedies, actually.
Not here to celebrate
in that
years
sense.
Legacy. And
there was Mandy as well, my cousin, right at the beginning. Mandy Walker, who set a standard with her hoovering. She was a mad hooverer. And I know it sounds daft, but that followed right through. In everything we do, that we do it well.
And over that 3 decades, obviously, everyone who's part of it has given Premier Community so much. But what has Premier Community given you? What's it taught you?
Wow. I think it's a hard question. I think one of the things that I've learned, besides the ropes of running a business, but one of the things that I've learned is that people love honesty. They get a lot of security from honesty and integrity. And I've always tried to do that. It's been tough, but people, they need to feel safe. Yeah. So when you meet people, whether they're carers or service users, they need to feel safe with you. There needs to be an authenticity about what you do. And I think that goes a long way. And, you know, we've had some very difficult moments, but we've tried to be humble and authentic in what we do.
I think one of the special things about Premier Community is its name, community.
Yeah.
People belong. People feel like they can be themselves.
Yeah, excellent.
And authentic.
Yeah,
and I think that's something that is right at the core of what we do.
Yeah, agreed, yeah.
Are there any surprises over the 29 years? Is there anything that's shocked you or, you know,
I'm unshockable, so no. I always say that. I don't think I'm a shockable person. Surprises are nice surprises. I'm trying to stay positive in all of this, but I'm absolutely shocked that we're still going. That we're the size we are. Not shocked because of what we do, but because of the vastness of it. You know, when I think back to those days when Dan was really working hard to save us, how did we get through that period of time? I don't know, but shock we did. But when you say things like how many hours, 9,000 hours, that is shocking.
Just south of Sheffield, right down to Swaddling Coat.
We just started in the office there behind me.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Yeah. The number of the shops that we do, all of that stuff. It is just an incredible thing, really.
So Jill, my final question is, what would you like to say to everyone who might watch this, to all of our staff, to all of our service users, to our friends, our followers, to people who have been part of that journey? What's the last comment you'd like to say?
The last comment has got to be thank you. But it goes a bit deeper than just thank you. Because you've carried the vision. You've carried the DNA. And all of the things that I've said would not have happened without the whole community coming together. And that's very precious. And I can never take that for granted. And I don't take that for granted. So I think even though it's a simple thing to say, you know, the depth of the thank you goes to you, because without you, none of it would have happened. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Jill. It's been 29 years. It's been a pleasure to have a cup of tea with you and reflect. If you want to share your reflections on 29 years of Premier Community and some of your stories, please leave them in the comments. We'd love to review them, to look through them and enjoy those memories. But for now, that's a cuppa with Jill, and cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.